With the hero of this story, we will delve into the world of virtual reality and RPG, where life is at stake. Enjoy the viewing. Major Saliak's camp was restless. The man was very angry. The mission the Major had entrusted to his loyal soldiers had failed. The cunning boy had deceived the experienced soldiers. Ran called Saluk. He reported that the squad was killed by their own comrade. Now the boy was going to cooperate with someone above Saluk. The man was sure that all of this happened under the control of General Jennings. Only this old man could be fearless enough to cross Saluk. Jennings has long wanted to eliminate the Major, and now he intends to put his plans into action. The Major reprimanded himself. Not only had the general appropriated the priceless treasures that should have gone to Saluka, he had promised the kid to get rid of the Major. Saliuka could not allow such insolence. The man left the building. He decided to summon his soldiers. Saluka came up with a cunning plan that could disrupt the general's plans. Meanwhile, Rand stood at the scene of the recent firefight. The guy was holding a Scorpion M2 in his hands. The hero was ready to continue his mission in this game. It had only been 2.5 days here, but the guy felt like a different person. He assumed it was the game's effect on his brain. Rand looked at his parameters in the game. He had made tangible progress in that time. However, it wasn't enough. Rand knew that he could get even more and play to the best of his ability. After all, the boy had put his life on the line for this game. Jennings' camp was bustling with activity. Soldiers were gathering in squads and spreading out around the perimeter of the camp. Saluki's sniper had chosen a good spot for an ambush. Sitting comfortably on the roof of a building, he watched the soldiers through his scope. The man didn't hear them sneaking up behind him. Ran was quick and silent. He silently neutralized the enemy. Taking the sniper's position, the hero surveyed the perimeter. Rand's plan was for his enemies to kill each other. It was for this purpose that the guy shared his thoughts with the Major. The man had already approached his comrade's camp. Yes, and Jennings' soldiers were already ready to meet the Major. The general was informed that Saluka had indeed come to the camp with an armed detachment. The man was surprised that the Major was so bold. They stood on opposite sides of the barbed wire fence. Around both of them was an entourage of loyal soldiers, ready to attack the enemy at any moment. Saluka demanded justice from the general. However, Jennings had no time to answer or say anything. He was hit in the head by a bullet. Everyone present, including Saluka himself, was dumbfounded. The next moment, another bullet hit the Major as well. Soldiers on both sides began to whisper. The commanders had been eliminated. The soldiers were confused. They did not know who had eliminated their leaders and how. The best solution was to blame the other side. The general's men claimed that it was Saluk's soldiers who killed their leader. The soldiers who came with the Major were outraged because only an enemy sniper could have killed Saliak. The situation was heating up. The first to lose their nerve were Jennings' subordinates, and they opened fire on the guests. They wanted to avenge their general. Saluk's soldiers decided to counterattack. They chose a good place from which it was convenient not only to negotiate, but also to fight. A firefight began. The squads fired bullets at each other. Ran watched the situation below carefully. He liked the way the plot of the game was developing. The guy hoped to take the lead in the ranking of those who had passed this level. In front of the player appeared an information window with the results of progress. For the elimination of the Major, the period of stay in the game was reduced by 1 day. For the elimination of a general, the period of stay in the game was reduced by 3 days. The objectives of the game changed. The hero had to survive for 3 days. 2 days out of 3 days had passed. Ran was surprised. He did not expect that the conditions of the game would change so drastically. The player's plan was to destroy as many elite soldiers as possible in order to collect their weapons and sell them at the auction. While the guy was thinking about it, he was spotted by a passing bystander. The man tried to climb onto the roof where Ran had set up. The guy heard a noise behind him. The soldier realized that he couldn't get close to the stranger silently. Ran shot the soldier without a moment's hesitation. He didn't want the man to make a fuss. However, the soldier's body flew down. The people gathered below immediately realized that the sniper who had killed the general was sitting up there. The men decided to hurry up and catch him. One of the soldiers fired a javelin ATGM at the building. The shot hit the exact spot where Ran was. The guy managed to react and bounce away from the explosion. Jumping down, the hero threw a grenade at the group below. He needed to clear the way. There was an explosion, the men were stunned and scattered. A tank approached the building. The military decided to attack the sniper with heavy equipment. Ran hadn't expected such a turn of events. He didn't stop for a minute to survive. The soldiers in the camp raised a ruckus. They saw that the sniper was alive and trying to escape. The player had to go to extreme lengths to survive. He was sorry to part with the grenades under these conditions. Still, Ran expected to sell as much loot as possible to make money, but there was no choice now. He unlocked the safety of the grenades and threw his backpack into the crowd. Behind the boy's back, an explosion of incredible force rang out. This was Ran's chance for a successful escape from Jennings' camp. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave comments to help the new video come out as soon as possible. Have a great day. Didn't even get to